You scroll for fun. You watch videos for fun. You listen to music, play games, laugh at jokes, follow drama, dance at parties, and sometimes waste an hour on something so stupid you don't even know why it entertained you. But here's the strange part. None of that is new. Long before screens, cities, money, farming, or writing, ancient humans were already searching for something beyond survival. They were not just hunting, freezing, hiding from predators, and trying not to starve. Somewhere in the darkness of prehistory, around small fires that barely pushed back the night, people were laughing. They were singing. They were dancing. They were telling stories. They were painting animals on cave walls, decorating their bodies, teasing each other, playing with children, and turning fear into entertainment. And the most surprising part is this. Fun was not just a break from survival. Fun may have helped humans survive. Because in a world where every day could bring hunger, injury, predators, or death, laughter and play were not meaningless. They helped people bond. They helped children learn. They helped groups trust each other. They helped fear become story, and story become memory. The prehistoric world was not silent. It had rhythm. It had jokes. It had games. It had music. It had moments when someone forgot the cold for a few seconds and laughed hard enough for everyone else to laugh too. So what did ancient humans actually do for fun? The answer begins beside a fire. The sun has disappeared behind the trees. The air is cold. A small group sits close together, wrapped in animal hides, their faces glowing orange in the flames. All day, they walked. They searched for food. They tracked animals. They carried wood, tools, and children. Their feet hurt. Their stomachs are not full. The forest beyond the fire is still dangerous. But now, for the first time all day, nobody is running. Someone taps a stick against a hollow log. A child copies the sound. An older woman makes the sharp cry of a frightened animal. A hunter suddenly jumps up and exaggerates the way a predator moved earlier that day. His arms become claws. His face twists into fake terror. The children scream, then laugh. Another person joins in. Soon, a dangerous memory becomes a performance. Fear becomes a story. The story becomes a lesson, and the lesson becomes fun. This may have been one of humanity's oldest entertainments, imitation. Ancient people could act out hunts, copy animals, mock each other's mistakes, and replay dangerous moments in a safer way. Before books, schools, or written language, this was how people learned. A child playing at throwing a small spear was also practicing for a future hunt. A child pretending to track footprints was training the eyes. A funny story about someone making a foolish mistake could become a warning that everyone remembered. Fun was survival, wearing a different mask. But ancient fun was not only for children, adults needed it too. After a hard hunt, the group may have retold what happened, not calmly like a report, but dramatically. They may have laughed at the person who slipped, teased the one who missed the throw, praised the one who stayed brave, and copied the animal's panic until everyone was laughing. This mattered because prehistoric humans lived in small groups where cooperation was everything. If trust broke down, people suffered. If anger built up, the group became dangerous. Laughter loosened tension. Teasing created social rules. Stories reminded everyone who had been brave, careless, clever, or foolish. Shared fun turned individuals into a tribe. And this is where humans became different from most animals. They did not just experience the world, they recreated it. A hunt could become a dance. A storm could become a story. A frightening animal could become a painting on stone. A sound in the dark could become a myth. Fun gave humans a way to control fear by turning it into meaning. One of the clearest signs of prehistoric imagination is cave art. Deep inside caves, ancient humans painted animals, handprints, dots, symbols, and strange scenes. Some paintings may have been spiritual. Some may have been teaching tools. Some may have been part of rituals. But they were also something else, powerful shared experiences. Picture a dark cave lit by fire. Shadows move across the walls. A painted bison seems to shift in the flickering light. A group stands together, watching an animal appear from stone because one human hand knew how to make it real. Long before movie theaters, humans gathered in dark places to watch images come alive on walls. That was not just decoration, that was wonder. Ancient humans also decorated themselves. They used ochre, shells, beads, feathers, animal teeth, carved bones, and patterns. These decorations may have shown identity, status, group membership, or ritual meaning. But they also show something very human. People cared about how they looked. A necklace could say, "I belong." A painted face could say, "I am important." A shell from far away could say, "I have traveled." And sometimes it may simply have looked beautiful. Beauty itself was a kind of fun. Then there was music. Ancient humans almost certainly sang long before they wrote. They clapped before they had instruments. They made rhythm with hands, feet, sticks, stones, bones, and hollow wood. Archaeologists have found ancient bone flutes, but even before instruments survived in the ground, the human body was already an instrument. A voice can sing, hands can clap, feet can stomp, a group can chant. And when people make rhythm together, something happens. Their bodies synchronize, their attention joins, their fear drops. For a few moments, they feel like one group, not separate people. That would have mattered deeply in prehistory. Music could calm babies, prepare hunters, mark rituals, mourn the dead, celebrate food, and bring people together after danger. But it was also fun because music changes how time feels. It turns an ordinary night into a shared moment. Inside the firelight, with predators somewhere beyond the dark, a low chant begins. Someone claps, someone stomps, another voice joins. The forest is still dangerous, but inside the circle, people feel stronger than fear. That is entertainment, that is therapy, that is social glue. Dance probably followed rhythm naturally. Ancient humans may have danced to imitate animals, celebrate successful hunts, attract mates, mark important life moments, or tell stories with movement. Some dances may have been serious, some may have been sacred, and some were probably ridiculous. Because humans have always been ridiculous. Someone slipping in mud was probably funny 40,000 years ago. Someone dancing badly was probably funny 40,000 years ago. A child putting a shell on their head and acting important was probably funny 40,000 years ago. Humor is ancient because embarrassment is ancient. Surprise is ancient. Social tension is ancient. And the relief of shared laughter is ancient. Ancient humans also likely enjoyed competition. Who could throw farther? Who could run faster? Who could climb higher? Who could balance longer? Who could make the sharpest tool? Who could copy an animal sound best? These may have felt like games, but they revealed real skills. Throwing helped hunting. Wrestling helped strength. Running helped endurance. Tracking games sharpened observation. Tool-making contests showed patience and precision. In a world without schools, play was education. And because everyone watched, games also shaped reputation. A person could become admired not only for strength, but for music, storytelling, humor, cleverness, beauty, or skill. Fun created status before kings, money, or written records. Maybe the most powerful prehistoric entertainment was storytelling. No paper, no stage, no camera, no screen. Just a voice. And a group willing to listen. A storyteller could turn the day's events into something larger. A close escape from a predator could become a warning. A strange light in the sky could become a mystery. A mistake could become a joke. A dead elder could become a memory that guided the living. Stories helped people travel without moving. They could hear about rivers they had never seen, animals they had never hunted, and dangers they had not yet faced. And because stories were entertaining, people remembered them. That is the hidden genius. A boring warning disappears. A frightening story survives. If someone says, "Do not drink from that pool," a child might forget. But if someone tells a terrifying story about a silent pool, a foolish boy, and something waiting beneath the mud, that child remembers for life. Fun made knowledge stick. Ancient stories probably mixed fear, humor, mystery, and emotion, just like the best stories today. A good storyteller knew when to whisper, when to pause, when to shout, and when to make everyone laugh right after the scary part. Around the fire, ancient humans were not just passing time, they were building culture. But fun was not always dramatic. Some pleasures were small: finding sweet fruit, sliding down mud, splashing in water, watching children chase each other, making patterns in sand, balancing stones, carving a shape into wood, looking at stars, listening to rain from inside a dry shelter, sharing a full stomach after a successful hunt. For prehistoric humans, joy may have felt sharper because life was harder. A warm fire was not background decoration, it was safety. Sweet food was not a snack, it was treasure. A safe night was not normal, it was a gift. Modern people often need more and more stimulation to feel entertained. Ancient humans may have found deep pleasure in things we barely notice: a dry cave, a baby laughing, a perfect tool, a bright shell, a rhythm that made everyone move together, a story that turned fear into wonder. There was also another ancient form of fun: being safely scared. Ancient humans lived in a world full of mysteries: thunder, dreams, death, stars, fire, disease, shadows, echoes, the moon changing shape, the sun disappearing during an eclipse. To modern people, mystery is a genre. To ancient humans, mystery was the world. A strange sound outside camp could become a monster story. A dream of a dead relative could become a message from the ancestors. A dangerous animal could become a symbol. A dark forest could become a place filled with spirits. These stories could warn people, guide behavior, and entertain them at the same time. That same instinct still exists today. Horror movies, ghost stories, campfire tales, true crime, urban legends. All of them come from something ancient. Humans like fear when fear is controlled. When you are inside the firelight, surrounded by your group, a terrifying story feels exciting instead of deadly. We inherited the campfire. Ancient humans may also have had fun when different groups met. These gatherings could have been some of the most exciting moments in prehistoric life. New faces, new songs, new stories, new ornaments, new tools, new partners, new rivalries. People may have danced, traded, competed, flirted, showed off, exchanged news, and formed alliances. In a world without cities, these gatherings may have felt like festivals. Entertainment helped connect groups beyond family. Songs, stories, symbols, and rituals could spread from one group to another. That meant knowledge could travel, alliances could grow, culture could expand. Fun was communication. Fun was identity. Fun was the early web of human society. But maybe the most emotional kind of ancient fun was play between adults and children. A baby laughing in a cave 40,000 years ago would not sound ancient. It would sound like a baby now. Ancient parents likely made faces, bounced babies, played chase, hid behind hands, made silly noises, and enjoyed the same sudden laughter parents love today. Children probably chased shadows, copied animals, collected stones, splashed water, and turned the world into a playground. For adults, these moments mattered. Prehistoric life was exhausting. Children were vulnerable. Food was uncertain. Illness could strike without warning. So play was not meaningless. It was love made visible. A child laughing beside the fire may have reminded the whole group why survival mattered. That is the deeper answer. Ancient humans had fun because they were human. Not because life was easy, not because they had free time like we do, not because they were safe. They had fun because the mind needs more than food. A group needs more than shelter. A child needs more than instruction. A culture needs more than survival facts. It needs joy. It needs rhythm. It needs beauty. It needs stories. It needs laughter when the night is too dark. We did not become human only when we made sharper tools. We became human when someone made a tool beautiful. We did not become human only when we learned to hunt. We became human when someone turned the hunt into a story. We did not become human only when we survived the night. We became human when someone, sitting beside the fire after a terrifying day, made the others laugh. That laughter vanished into the cold air thousands of years ago, but it did not truly disappear. It is still here. Every time people gather around a screen to watch a story, every time music pulls a crowd into the same rhythm, every time children turn danger into a game, every time someone tells a joke after a hard day, every time fear becomes entertainment, every time beauty matters even when life is difficult. We are repeating something ancient. Before theaters, there was firelight. Before concerts, there were hands beating rhythm on stone. Before movies, there were shadows on cave walls. Before sports, there was running, throwing, wrestling, and showing off. Before social media, there was the campfire circle, where stories, jokes, reputation, and attention decided who mattered. Ancient humans did not need modern entertainment to understand fun. They invented fun out of darkness, danger, hunger, and imagination. And maybe that is what we have forgotten. Fun was never just a break from life. For ancient humans, fun was how life became bearable, how fear became story, how children learned, how strangers became allies, how a group became a people, and how, in a world that could kill them at any moment, humans found a reason to keep singing.